In 2026, the Surface Transportation Board issued a landmark rule that could reshape how shippers move freight by rail. Reciprocal switching, a decades-old debate in railroad policy, finally became enforceable. If you ship goods across America, this rule affects you. By the end of this video, you'll understand what reciprocal switching is, why it matters, and how it changes rail shipping in 2026. Let's start with the basics. The 6 Class 1 railroads in North America, BNSF, Union Pacific, CSX, Norfolk Southern, Canadian National, and Canadian Pacific Kansas City, don't just compete with each other. They also control access to their rail lines. If a shipper is stranded on one railroad with no direct route to their destination, they're stuck paying that railroad's rates, even if another carrier could do the job cheaper. That's the problem. Reciprocal switching was designed to solve. Reciprocal switching is simple in theory. If a shipper's origin or destination is served by multiple railroads, they can request to use a competing carrier's tracks to reach their warehouse. Imagine you're in Chicago served by both BNSF and Union Pacific. You want to ship to a siding served only by CSX. Under reciprocal switching, you can route through UP's network to reach CSX's line and pay a fair fee for that access, not whatever one railroad charges. Before 2026, reciprocal switching existed on paper but was rarely enforced. Railroads had built-in exemptions and legal loopholes. They could deny switching requests on vague grounds like operational burden or safety concerns. Shippers in captive markets, places served by only one railroad, had no leverage. The 2026 STB rule closes those loopholes and makes switching a genuine right, not a favor. Here's what changed in 2026. The new rule requires railroads to provide reciprocal switching within 120 hours of a request unless they can prove genuine operational or safety issues. Switching fees are now capped at cost-plus benchmarks, not arbitrary premium rates. And railroads must publish their switching policies transparently so shippers can plan accordingly. No more hidden terms. The practical impact is real. Shippers in rural areas or single railroad regions now have negotiating power. A shipper in Montana, served only by BNSF, can request UP or CN to handle their shipment if it makes economic sense. This drives competition and can lower rates by 10 to 25% on captive routes. It also speeds up service because railroads can't delay competitors' traffic with impunity anymore. For rail logistics companies, this rule is a game changer. We can now access routes and markets previously locked behind one railroad's monopoly. We can build more efficient networks by combining carriers strategically, and we can offer shippers better rates and faster transit times because we're not forced into the most expensive routing option. Reciprocal switching levels the playing field. The 2026 reciprocal switching rule doesn't eliminate rail's challenges. Distance, speed, and rail-only infrastructure still matter, but it removes an artificial barrier that benefited railroads at the expense of shippers. If you're moving goods by rail, this rule gives you options you didn't have before. Want to explore how reciprocal switching impacts your supply chain? Visit steelwheellogistics.com to see how we can design better rail routes for your shipments.